In this guide, you'll use Spark AR Studio to create a simple world effect. This means placing objects in a fixed position in someone's environment instead of relative to the camera's view and movement. We'll be covering setting up your scene, camera space and world space, placing objects in world space, editing a particle system, and previewing world effects. In this tutorial, we'll use a particle system and a texture to make it look like you're surrounded by particles of light. As you can see, the particles remain in a fixed position. They don't move as the camera moves. Before you start, it's worth noting that world effects only work on modern phones with gyroscopes. Open the unfinished effect in the sample content folder and follow along. Setting up your scene. We've already added a particle system with a material and texture applied to it. You can learn more about particle systems in another one of our video tutorials. To get a clearer view of the 3D space, click the video symbol in the toolbar and select the blank video option. Camera space and world space. The particle system is in camera space because it's a child of the camera in the scene panel. This means it moves with the camera. You can test this using the simulator. The simulator is set to simulate orbit to mimic camera movement. The blue lines in the viewport indicate what the camera can see. Click and drag in the simulator, and both the simulator and the viewport show that the particles are moving with the camera. Placing objects in world space. To create a world effect, you need to move the object so it's no longer a child of the camera. Select the particle system in the scene panel. It's named Emitter 0. Drag it to the bottom of the object list and let go. In the viewport, you can see the object is no longer within the view of the camera. You can't see it in the simulator either because of its current position. Editing the size and position of the particle system will change this. Editing the particle system. You can easily edit the particle system in the inspector. First, change the size of the particle system. We want the particles to cover a large space, so they're visible all around the person. To do this, change the type to ring. Then, change the radius. Set the outer value to 7 and the inner value to 2. The particles now cover a large space, but you can barely see them. To make them bigger, use Scale. Change the first value to 0.12 and the next to 20%. Adjusting the percentage adds some variation to your effect. Change the lifespan to 45, so the particles last longer after they've been emitted. Set the birth rate to 35. This will create more particles. The particles are now clearly visible in the simulator and viewport. But it would look better if the emitter was placed at the bottom of the scene, so it seems like particles are moving upwards from the ground. To do this, change the position of the particle system to -1.7 on the y-axis. If you simulate camera movement, you can see the particles now cover the scene completely. We experimented to find values that look good for this effect. You can explore on your own to find the values that work best for your project. Previewing world effects. You can use the Spark AR Player app to see how your effect looks on a device. Connect a device to your computer with a USB cable. Click the device symbol in your toolbar, select Send to Connected Device, and then Send. You'll see the effect on your device. Congratulations! You've created a world effect by moving an object out of camera space and into world space. There's more about creating other world effects using the plane tracker and previewing effects in our Learning Center.